Hello everyone, it's Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, this is going to be probably one of maybe 3 videos this week while I'm in Las Vegas with the Blue Wrench crew and Big AZ. Quite a few people in town now. We started out with just a few on Sunday. This is my day 3. I flew in late Saturday afternoon, got in late Saturday night. Broke my golden rule, said I wasn't going to play, but I guess I was excited, and after the flight, I was just restless, so I went downstairs late on Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and balled in. Stick left one was open. On my first roll, I hit a 4-point fire bet. More to come on that in a full trip report I'll give you. But as the table went around, I lost money on the players that I won on that session. So I threw a second time with a very short roll, a 3-roller. One of them was a craps number, so I had a 0.7 out. And that seems to be the theme so far because I've shot twice during the sessions of recording, both 0.7 outs. However, I don't want to give away too many spoiler reports because other YouTubers that are here in town have reported both live and recorded videos each session that's happening and who's doing what. And I truly believe that should be up to Big AZ. We are his guest, and we should be able to tell our own story, but not necessarily about who we won money on, who we lost money on, who had the best role, so forth and so on. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that up to Big AZ and his videos that he'll put out at a later date. I did notice that this morning he has sliced up a couple of the videos and put them out as shorts, which I think is probably a result of the other YouTubers, releasing some of the information about what took place. And with my great respect and admiration for Big AZ, I'll stick to my story, and that's what we're going to do. So Sunday, we went to Treasure Island and we did the stadium craps. And you guys know I'm not that much fan of an electronic version of craps, including bubble craps. However, I went over and joined the crew. Dice Dr. Dan was so gracious enough to pick me up, and he's taken me everywhere again here in Vegas, and I can't thank him enough. So we went to Treasure Island. I balled in for $200. There's a story there with the $200, guys, that you're going to hear, not in this report because it's funny. But I'll tell you that I cashed out $157 of that $200. So with that said, later in the evening, we actually went to Circus and played on a roll-to-win table that actually had $5 minimums and an ATS. And the reason why we went to Circus, according to Big AZ, it's the only roll-to-win table in town with an ATS. I know a lot of you are probably thinking Circus, but with that said, it was fun. Lost another $60 or $70, wasn't a whole lot. Left there and came back to Harris and played a session here where I'm staying, and was about even for the session. I was up $35 with tips, maybe a little more. Didn't really consider that a session. And then on Monday morning, I guess because of the time difference, I was wide awake early. So I did one of Ed's roll to wins coffee runs, and I went downstairs, $15 table, because when I got here and on Sunday, they were both $25 tables both days. They had 3 tables open and a crapless table open, all at $25 both days. So I got up, went downstairs, and balled in for $600. I shot 4 times, and although I didn't have a excellent roll, I was able to capitalize on some other shooters' rolls, and I made sure that I wasn't spending too much money on them, but I was able to turn $600 into $1,050. So I like that $550 win. So Monday afternoon or Monday morning, we went to Palace Station for a recording session. Not going to give it away. I was in deep. I was in for over $800. And one of the shooters, and I will give this person a shout out, Sleepy2525. Heath had a roll that kind of bailed me out, and when I was only down 125 from that session, I felt like that was a win, and I will tell you more about that after the trip and after Big AZ releases his videos. I think you'll understand more about what took place during that day. So I only shot 1 time. I shot 3rd on that day. Big AZ came out, not going to report what he did on his first roll. Then I had the pleasure to stand next to somebody I respect, who's probably one of the most humblest guys, don't know if that's a word, in the craps community, and that was George from CY. George flew in from Cyprus and surprised almost everybody that was here. and George had a roll, and then I was a third shooter, and I had a .7 out. So the Palace Station session wasn't very good, not because of anybody's specific rolls. I was betting heavily. I was betting alongside of a couple people that were betting heavily. The table was a $10 reserve table, no minimum buy-in, and it was a fun time. There's a group picture that's posted in my Discord. If you guys want to see more about my trip, I'm posting in the Discord. You can go on a daily basis, hourly basis, whatever you want to call it, to Jeff at midatlanticcraps.com is my email address. How about we go to midatlanticcraps.com and hit the blue Discord button, join the Discord, and you can find out pictures and everything from there. I'm not going to show any pictures in these videos, guys, out of respect for Big AZ. I will be releasing them in my full trip report once I get back sometime next week. So we went to Green Valley Ranch and had a horrible session. I bought in for 6 and lost 6. I went over to a Texas Hold'em ultimate game, and I hit 4 4s with a $5 bet. And guys, when you hit quads in that game, you're supposed to win some money, but I was just waiting for Dan, who was my driver, to get done playing, and I won a couple $100, but typically I'm playing that game at a $15 to quarter level, and that would have been a really nice payday, but it didn't happen. So then I came back to Harrah's, and last night I slipped down to the table briefly and had a really decent roll from straight out, which is unusual because I hate straight out. I was throwing the 4-2-4-2 and the 4-1-4-1 straight down. A good landing shot for the most part. The roll that I had was an 11, and I only shot one time because I guess the atmosphere at the table was not conducive to my play. A lot of hooting and hollering. One guy, if he wasn't on drugs, he was influenced by something. It was just an awful time to play, and I wound up cashing up $95 from that session. So today is actually Tuesday, which would be day 4. I'm not recording with the Blue Wrench crew this morning. They've gone back to Palace Station, but I will be recording with them this afternoon at the Santa Fe. And looking forward to that. It seems as if the station's brand here in Las Vegas has been very good to Big AZ. He's working very hard to get us recording. We had several recording sessions scheduled for Ellis Island. They have canceled each and every one of them, which is a disappointment. Guys, if you want to find out more about what's going on with the trip, Big AZ on his Discord, and I don't know the link to it, guys, but if you go to Big AZ Craps Guru on YouTube, you can find the link to his Discord, and you can go over and see the postings that have been made in his March 2023 meetup. I also have a room or a channel on my Discord, but basically it's just a lot of talk back and forth between the members of the Mid-Atlantic Craps crew and wanting to know what's going on. So out of respect for Big AZ, I'm going to not release any of the spoiler alerts. I'm going to let him put the videos out, and then I'll give the full trip report when I get back. Guys, that's about it for the time being. And, I'm not down a lot of money, but I am down, and I need to have self-control with betting on others. Even though I'm playing with friends and people that I have met before, it's difficult not to put some chips out there. And the long rolls have happened. The timing of me being on the table hasn't happened, with the exception of Sleepy's roll. So with that said, I'm going to end it there, and we'll have another trip report probably Thursday. Unless something big happens, which I hope it does, I'll give you another trip report. Pushing on 9 minutes, guys. That's going to do it for me. From Vegas, this is Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. As always, please be safe and play smart.